Community, we are meeting again for the daily Bible reading. Glad you're joining us here. I'm actually really excited to share the verse I'm about to share with you guys, with a couple of verses that we're going to go over, because it has a lot of significant meaning for me. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But here's what it is. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. I'm sure you've seen this on a bumper sticker, for sure, if you've been inside Hobby Lobby. But this is what Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your paths straight. Like I said, I'm excited to share this verse with you because this verse has a lot of history with me. In fact, there's been 3 generations of Twitty men that this was their life verse. My grandfather, my dad's dad, this was his life verse. This is my dad's life verse. And actually, I was the black sheep of the family. This is not my life verse. But my brother, this was his life verse as well. And so this has a lot of sentimental meaning. And there's 2 big words. There's a lot of meat in just these 2 sentences, but there's 2 big words that we need to hit on. Trust and submit. Trust and submit. Now, trust is something that the Lord is inviting us to do. And it's not the easiest of tasks. If you're like, man, this is not simple, I get that. I'm with you every single day on that. It is hard to trust. But when we trust, what we're doing is we are literally placing our faith, our security, our hope in a particular entity. In this case, we're talking about God. That's the entity that we are wanting to place our trust in. And I guarantee that all of us have battle scars that we could show each other where we placed our trust in something that maybe wasn't God. It was something a little less than. May have been a substance. It might have been a failed relationship. I mean, the list can go on. We've got tons of battle scars where we said, man, I trusted and it didn't work out. Because when we put our trust in an entity, what we are saying is, I'm hoping that entity has the best intentions for me and for my heart and for my life. And that's the kind of trust that God is inviting you to put in him. He's saying, look, no, trust in me with all your heart. And when you trust, you can gain a new understanding. I mean, that's what we're saying when we trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It's not that all of a sudden your mind opens up and you can see things differently. It changes your perception. It changes how you think. I don't think it's a new understanding that can happen without trust. I don't think we gain that without trusting God. And it says, in all our ways, submit. Now, that's not a fun word now, right? Submit is not a fun word a lot of times, and people don't like that. But it says that when you submit, he will make your paths straight. Now, here's the thing. When I want to restate this, because in verse 5, you might have had another passage say, it might have used, acknowledge him in all your ways instead of submit. And that's really what it's talking about when it says submit here. It says, look, it's to acknowledge, it's to recognize, it's to admit, it's to really to relinquish your grip on, controlling your own life or figuring it out by yourself or, just making sure that you're in control and never out of control. And your path becoming straight isn't that you have this greater understanding of right versus wrong. It's not that all of a sudden life is just this line of black and white and it's either good or bad or right or wrong. It's not necessarily a behavior thing. It's to begin to know, to sense, to perceive where God is maybe moving. And then you gravitate with him. Then you move where he's going. If God's all of a sudden turning left, I'm going to go left. If God's going to turn right, I'm going to go right. If he's going to go straight, I'm going to go straight. Because it's really not about right and wrong, but about saying, no, I'm God, wherever you're going, I've given you my life. I've given you my heart. I'm going where you're going. That's how you're going to make your paths straight. It's not that you wake up and say, oh, today I stopped doing this. Or today I need to start doing that. I mean, it could be part of that. But when we trust God, and all of a sudden it's not our own understanding that we're working off of. All of a sudden, to be able to acknowledge God, to submit to God, doesn't seem like that crazy of a thing. And when God moves, we're going to move. When God goes somewhere, we're going there as well. So your path becoming straight is not a behavior modification, but more of, man, I am chasing this relationship with God. So today, my invitation for you is to let go of your grip, to really to begin to trust God. And I know it's easier said than done, and I don't know what that necessarily looks like for you in a specific step. You might need to spend some time thinking about that. But maybe you trust in a new way today, and all of a sudden find yourself in a deeper, loving relationship with God. That's my prayer for you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.